Hi, YouTube. Welcome to the SideQuest. Shut your mouth. It's my time to shine.
I'm the star of this show.
Great. Welcome to the SideQuest. My name is Grant LaHaye.
I'm Justin Scottham.
And I'm the latter-day epic podquestian, Nate Jones.
Have you met my good friend and savior, Nate Jones?
Oh, God, don't. Oh, man.
Oh, man, I've just insulted Justin and religion.
Wait. Here we go.
Oh.
That was You Can't Stop the Signal in praise. In case you didn't catch it.
In praise.
Yeah. You can stop the signal. No.
Well, thanks for joining us on the SideQuest.
We've got some good stuff. We actually have some good discussion for you today. So there's some news on Star Wars, and so obviously I have to turn it over to Justin.
Good call.
Yeah, so there's been some pretty cool. I don't know if it's really cool yet. I'm still kind of on the fence on it, but there's been some Star Wars news. Apparently, for the most part, of course, we already know the new Star Wars film's coming out 2015 in December, not being released in May like it normally is.
No,
that's fine. That's in my
it
birthday
better not
time.
have a Christmas date. That's all I'm saying.
It's like the 15th, I think, is when it's supposed to come out. December 15th.
The 3rd.
Close to Grant's birthday.
It won't be on my birthday because I'm a Star Trek fan, so they know better. I personally influence the release dates of Star Wars.
Yeah.
God.
So, news was just released, and I had seen it. John brought it again to my attention the other day. Lucasfilm's Story Group is going to ensure that Star Wars continuity across all platforms are pretty much linear and uniform.
So explain what this means, and explain what it means, because I don't know how many people listen or watch this that are super, super epic Star Wars fans.
Yeah. So back in 2000, a gentleman by the name of Leland Chee back in 2000 was hired by Lucas Publishing to create what is known as the Holocron. For those who don't know, holocrons are
Voldemort put himself into 7 times, one including Harry Potter.
Stop.
Like I said,
I had to make that joke. I'm sorry.
I did say layman's, and you did not follow layman's.
He interrupted
You said
me.
Holocaust, and that does not fit.
Dude, Justin, so many people died during
true.
the making of the Star Wars continuity.
It is not funny to make a Clone Wars and Holocaust joke like that.
It was as if 1,000 voices were silenced all at once.
Oh, you have all these SS. You have the stormtroopers running around.
Yeah. But no, the Holocron, it's essentially the data bank that all the Jedis record their history on. It's a device. The Holocron, it's the authoritative licensing and continuity database for all Star Wars products.
Whoa. Thor is in the new Star Wars?
Yes.
Okay.
But essentially the way that they kept track of all the canon of Star Wars, there was a hierarchy. And so what George Lucas created was the top tier. So movies was top tier, and then everything else was below that. But there are 4 different categories. They didn't go into naming them. But essentially,
I'm pretty sure we could name them, though.
we probably
have
could.
comics, and we have
movies, comics,
books.
Fan fiction come into play.
Yep, fan fiction comes into play as well.
Nice. There we go. We have all 4.
And we have your side movies, like the Wookiee Christmas Carol.
Ooh.
Yeah. There you go.
Or whatever the fuck it was called.
But the biggest thing was that everything that was created by George Lucas was at the top, and it overrode all the various categories of the expanded universe. So essentially what's going on is that everything that happens in the movies counts, and everything that happened in any of the spin-off material, be it games, comic books, novels, or television, they didn't count. Okay. So really the big thing now is that they're uniforming everything. So they're saying everything does count. But they're saying how it counts? Right. So it's just uniform. So the biggest discussion is what's going to be the content of the newest movies.
The way I understood it that you said earlier was that nothing counted except for the movies, and that they were going to rewrite the linear storyline.
Potentially. The article wasn't, it's vague. Like when I read the article, I've read it like 10 different times.
Of course it's going to be.
And I'm still kind of confused.
Nobody honestly knows.
As I told John.
It's Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. As I told John, it's something that I think I'm excited about, but I don't know yet.
Well, it depends, and it depends. And this is what I kind of talked to you a little bit about. Is it really depends about, are they going to negate any of the current canon and storyline that's out there? Are we going to take away from things that have already been published and brought into?
Right. Is it going to be canonical?
Is it?
Yes.
Will it
canonical?
Will it be canonical? Mike
canonical.
Hey. So yes, no.
Are they going to remove? Are they going to remove pieces of literature or character or storyline or story arc?
Or are they going to change
the existing?
And that's what
story of Star Wars.
And that's what I'm trying to figure out is that we know that the first 6 movies. I know, right? As Darth Vader is attempting to throat choke me. He knows you're a Star Trek fan. That's the biggest thing right now is that we know that the 6 movies that is law.
Prime.
That is prime. That is prime.
Ooh, prime. I like that.
It. Thanks for the Transformer reference.
You're welcome.
So that's prime.
And
so
just in general,
with the newest movies, coming out, the biggest thought was, they're potentially going to pull from the books and everything that happened after that.
Right.
But as to your point, Grant, are they even going to reference that?
They may or may not be doing that.
And more than likely...
So let's talk about comics, because I think there's a big element in the comic realm of this.
So the big thing with the comics is that literally just the other day, I think it was yesterday.
Off, so they had a whole comic series, and I have it on my iPad. I haven't started reading it yet, but they have a whole series that bridges the gap between certain episodes, right?
Well, the comics that bridge gaps between certain episodes, or where my son was
between 4 and 5, between 5 and 6. There's different comic series that include like Luke and Leia and Han, but that don't also.
And there's also stuff that's in between episode 2 and 3, and then of course 3.
Oh, they just left one out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. But one of the current series, the series that I got to you is in between episode 4 and 5.
Yeah.
And so, which is a great storyline, by the way. If you're not reading it, it's written by Brian Wood. It's awesome. It's through Dark Horse. But the biggest thing now is that Marvel,
being in the Disney family, Marvel now is being given all of the comics that have come out under the Dark Horse banner.
Ridiculous.
It's huge.
That Dark Horse lost those comics.
Well, and they're able to finish up what they're doing, but anything new coming out in the comic industry is going to be Marvel.
Off if I owned any part of Dark Horse comics, because we had the license to Star Wars comics and all of that part of the thing, and suddenly Disney comes in, purchases Lucasfilm, and because they have competitive.
But who knows what's in their contract? I mean, maybe they're being paid out for those years. Maybe they're not. Maybe they had in their contract that they would have it for 10 years, and they're being paid out for the next 5. Or maybe they didn't have a contract, and it was just a general year license, like a lease.
Still suck to lose,
lease of a license.
To lose content, though, because that's something that people were buying books from you.
Yeah. But that's a big deal. But at the same point, I mean, Dark Horse being an independent thing, what's great about it is you're getting those independent writers and independent artists creating those comics. And for Dark Horse, that's a big title. That's a big license to have.
Huge.
However, if Dark Horse got the opportunity to sell the remaining bit of their license, that could be huge for them.
Well, and according to Dark Horse as well,
and all the independent artists,
according to Dark Horse, the Clone Wars saga cartoon show that was on Cartoon Network that just recently got canceled during the whole purchasing of from Disney and all that stuff.
Everything.
Yeah, canceled everything. They just announced, Dark Horse just announced that they are actually going to be finishing the Clone Wars saga in comic book form. That is going to be coming out in Dark Horse.
Nice.
So Marvel has the rights to Star Wars yet again, because back in the late 70s, early 80s and things of that nature, they were coming out with all the comics. But that doesn't mean that the stuff that's already being produced by Dark Horse is just going to end and continue in Marvel. It's going to end in Dark Horse and then start back up in Marvel.
But at the same point, though, like they're losing a huge franchise and they're losing a lot of the rights to that, and that's what sucks. Is just from a business perspective, I would be furious unless they got a huge payday, which I'm sure they got a payout for it.
I'll be perfectly honest, like. Dark Horse hasn't done a bad job. They've definitely re-released some of the older stuff, which was produced by Marvel. They re-released a lot of stuff in Omnibus, and they reprinted things. Of course, like some of the really big titles are like the Star Wars Legacy, which is the 40 years after the Battle of Endor and things of that nature. So there's a lot of really cool things. But again, the ultimate story that we're really kind of talking about is we really won't know what's going on until we literally see the first trailer.
Your beloved, dropping the name of your bounty hunter,
Boba Fett. Which, by the way,
your Boba Fett story could be completely changed.
But here's the awesome thing too. Is it was also confirmed that Boba Fett is going to be the first spin-off movie that's going to be happening. I know you're pumped about
that. However, I will say there is some canonical storytelling. I don't know if that's right. Wife, correct me if I'm wrong. There is some canon in the 1, 2, and 3 that have to deal with his father. So maybe there's not a huge change.
It should be pretty interesting. I think all of the stuff that we already know in the extended universe, I think it still is valid.
It's basically saying like let's put it this way. So when people are talking about canon, one of the biggest references, of course, has to do with literature in general, but one of the biggest references is the Bible. Because the Bible has a canon. It's canonical.
Right.
So basically, here's what we're saying. Everything that George Lucas wrote is the King Arthur's translation of the Holy Bible. King James version. Sorry, King Arthur. King James version. I've had a lot of whiskeys.
I'm sure he does have a circular desk.
As you can tell, I have whiskey Mike. So, so here's the thing: George Lucas and Star Wars is the King James version of the Bible. Right?
Correct. Yes.
Everything else is the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Okay, I like it.
And
Marvel getting it is now the NIV.
We don't know. Marvel getting it
or the ASV. One of those American Standard.
Marvel getting it is the guy who found it ended up not making any money off of it, but it's being sold to all the museums to sell tickets. So that's the Dead Sea Scrolls, right? So that's how we can look at it,
right? But here's the thing. Again, like I don't think it's a negative thing. But I think what's exciting is until we actually find out more about what's going to be happening with the newest movie and see an actual trailer, we won't know if they're actually going to be using things that have already been written or if it's going to be something completely new. And if it's completely new, I think it's going to be really exciting because it's just going to be another awesome thing to nerd out about.
Also look at J.J. Abrams and bringing what he did to Star Trek and taking the same history.
Star Trek into this.
But look at it. Just bringing the history of the franchise and taking it in a new different direction that's exciting for the fans, that holds up to canon, but also rewrites it in its own way. He pays respects to where it's due, and I think that J.J. will definitely give his due diligence to the canon of and history of Star Wars while also recreating and taking it in a new direction.
I like it.
So let's wrap it up this way.
Yes.
This entire episode was completely useless because we don't understand exactly what's going to happen, and the internet is going to hate it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Potentially,
so, all of you that are going to hate the new Star Wars because they don't follow all of this, you can follow us at Epic Podquest on Twitter and at Facebook.com/EpicPodquest if you're still on the Facebook thingy.
Yes.
It's true. Also, don't forget, please check out what our minds are thinking at epicpodquest.com. We have a lot of blogs. We host all of our podcasts there. We host all this content there as well. And, of course, if you'd like to contribute to that content, please send us an email at ask@epicpodquest.com. We would love to have you come write for us.
Indeed. And don't forget to leave your comment about what you think is going to be happening with Star Wars on our comment feed for this side quest and any other side quest right down here. Kind of down near
on your penis,
but kind of,
penis.
I can feel it.
Like if they scroll If they scroll,
I sense it like the Force.
If they scroll 2 centimeters,
you gotta go. Your penis. You gotta go at least like 8 before you pass.
I guess it's the internet, so like maybe like 6 pixels,
like one scroll.
I mean, give me at least
6 pixels.
Give me at least like 12.
Below your,
give me at least 12.
12 pixels. Okay,
yeah.
No scrolling with
Justin
momentum.
has a 12 pixel penis.
But when you do scroll, I sense it like the Force.
Okay,
yeah. But thank you,
awkward,
for everything. And don't forget to check out Amerispace as well, because it's back, baby.
If you didn't watch, probably somewhere related to Epic Podcast YouTube, there's a episode called American Robots Reissue American Robots in Amerispace, parentheticals 2008. Watch that and let us know what you think. It's ridiculous and stupid, but
it's funny and
it's funny and fun. Yeah. But until then, till next time, and walk it off.
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 Do or do not. Walk it off.
Indeed. Walk it off, son. Bye.
Not meditation.
Bye.
Episodes in Alderaan places.
No.